inside this building. And just a few moments ago when the Vikings were introduced, it was downright shaking in here. They're set for football as the Vikings get ready to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Caught here by Conley. And all the way down to the 29. A huge play there right off the bat.
I would say just add that one to the total big plays he's already made here in the first month of the year. You've got to think the front office and the coaching staff have got to be excited about what they've seen so far and really excited about what they expect to see down the road.
He completes it to Beckham. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Odell Beckham, his third touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Tucker McCann set to kick off.
McCann's got it teed up. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
At the 38-yard line.
Mon now off of play action. This one caught by Kittle. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. Getting the ball is Cook running left. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
2nd and 11 at the Panthers' 43-yard line.
A give. This is Cook. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Escaping the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
3rd and 8.
Now Mon. And he's got this to Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings are an extra point away from tying this thing up. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And it will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
Please take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Mayfield now. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Had the offense humming on the first drive. Not much has changed here on drive number 2.
No, and I think a lot of times confidence just really kicks in for a team. They may have been confident going into the game, but once you prove it on a drive, it's hard to get out of that mindset, isn't it? And look, let's face it, we can always lock in on this.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
That was a nice catch, and not by the guy you thought it was going to be. How about the defender turning into an offensive player as soon as the ball hits his hands, and off he goes, off to the races, and into the end zone.
Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes the score 14-7. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time, decent field position through the pick 6. Obviously costly.
But they can't afford to just bunker in now. All right, good field position means go ahead and attack on offense. Try and press the advantage a little bit. They just have to be better with the football on this possession.
So the last one didn't bother you too much last time?
No, because it's exactly what you're supposed to do. You can't have good field position and not try to take advantage of it. Sometimes the defense makes a good play, too.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football off a triple option, you've actually called that play.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. Caught left side. It's Beckham. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
61 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. Off the play fake, Mon. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. Touchdown, Vikings! I tell you, for a defender, that's got to be a scary sight, seeing a big man like this with a head of steam behind him as he makes that catch and then turns upfield.
Yeah, normally when you talk about tight ends, you immediately begin talking about them rumbling down the field, but to me, he was pretty well gliding downfield there. Very athletic for a big man, and he takes this one all the way to pay dirt.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And no run back here for more. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mayfield off the play fake. Forced out to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over at his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. A pretty wild first quarter. 21-7, our score. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Mayfield. He's got the hook up with Conley. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They were starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
Mayfield with it once more. And that's complete to the right side. It's Marshall. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down.
When you decide to run a hitch route, it really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mayfield drops this off with Nwangu. Touchdown, Panthers. Kene Nwangu with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. McCann's got it teed up. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
On 1st down, here's Mon. James has got it. Complete. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of 1st downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up the score.
And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Give to Cook out of the gun. And he'll take this one up to about the 13.
68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
But you've got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a 2nd and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to 3rd and manageable with that run.
Mon looks to throw.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
So possession goes over here on the punt, and the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And now with that completion, he's north of 200 yards here in the first half.
And he's going to break our statistician, Marvin, isn't he? Because Marvin right now is just tallying it up. Hope his hand doesn't hurt too much doing this or keeps hitting the calculator. But my goodness, what a start he is off to. By the end of this game, he could have monster numbers. He just wants to continue to be accurate.
Mayfield now from the 50. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Wide open receiver complete. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game.
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of 1st downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
And they go play action here. Mon
steps away. And that is incomplete.
Similar to a shooter in basketball who just connected on the previous shot. They run another set for him on the next play. Now, we had a guy who made the catch. They tried to get the big one downfield, but came up empty.
And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Brings up 3rd down and 9.
A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And with it, they'll take the lead at 24-21. So a good kick there, and they put the bow tie on it with 3 points.
And let's face it, everybody wants a touchdown. We know that. But in the NFL, defenses are awfully good. You're not going to score each and every time. Be able to knock the ball through the post and take the throw.
By the way, I said bow tie. I meant just bow. Not the tie, but yeah.
Either way.
You got it.
I just went right past it.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Let's just go back. Last time on offense.
Touchdown, Carolina!
Well, fair to say that when you're looking at guys that can run like the wind, you often find them at the wide receiver position, and that was special there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
Made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
They start the drive with Cook. Escapes the defender. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
Mon going to throw it. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Touchdown, Vikings.
Justin Jefferson.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
And the Vikings on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown. And Moore, he's going to sit on this one, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown. A big play there. With his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Panthers are going to jump back in front.
Extra point by McCann, up and good.
And that will make this a 4-point game.
Vikings 31.
McCann's got it teed up.
Made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You could never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Mon. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
T.J. Green with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Following the interception, Mayfield. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
That was nice work there defensively to force the incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
2nd and 10.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Ed Oliver, that time, the one to get in there and bring him down.
Well, here's where having mobility sometimes can work against you as a quarterback. He thinks he can retreat and outrun the pressure. But that time, they zeroed in on him and took him down for a big loss, partner.
A really big loss.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action.
On is the punter, Hawk, as he gets this one away.
Taking it about the 16. Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, well, not much time, we'll see how they play this.
And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
At the 22-yard line.
22's coming. 22's coming. Mike. Hey, let's get them home.
On 2nd and 11 now.
Mon, going for Jefferson downfield.
Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught.
Let's go.
So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this third quarter in what's been a tight contest so far.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And, Charles, they trail here, though not really the fault of this offense.
No, they certainly did their part in the first half. But when you're in a shootout like this, you definitely want your defense to play better, but you know that's out of your control. All you can do, keep putting points on the scoreboard and keep giving your defense opportunities to make stops.
On 2nd and 11 now.
Mon, this one brought in by Jefferson.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now this throw caught left side and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On first down, Cook. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here's Mond. Swinging this out wide here for Cook.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line.
To Dalvin Cook. It's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 1.
On play action, they'll throw. And that is incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
Well, they'll say no to the 46-yard field goal try. They're going to go for it.
Here's Mond. They're going for it.
That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. Cook. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Vikings have once again taken the lead.
Extra point by Sly is up and good.
And that gives him a 3-point lead.
Panthers 35.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Mayfield on play action. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how everyone is a threat.
On first down, they'll run with Nwangu.
And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
They'll go right back to Nwangu.
And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
On the give is Nwangu.
Broken tackle. He's got the first down here inside the 30. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line.
54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Even from up here in the booth, the play-by-play guy could tell that there was some pretty good blocking on the right side of the line.
Well, you have good eyes, and it's almost like a ballet when it's executed that well. Everyone in the right spot, everyone in sync, everyone hitting the perfect notes. A little more percussion and a lot more bass, I would think, than you get your normal ballet. But at the same time, that was well executed.
And able to fight forward inside the 15 to the 13. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
This has been an up and down, back and forth type of a game, hasn't it? Maybe this long drive could take a little bit of the wind out of their sails, kind of settle things down a little bit.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Now a give running right, Nwangu. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. And he's got the 1st down as he gets it to the 8.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that 1st. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Another run now for Nwangu. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score Vikings 38, Panthers 35.
They'll look to run with Nwangu. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Kene Nwangu with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the 4th. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game.
Vikings 38.
McCann's got it teed up.
Their catch made at the 25-yard line. The Vikings take over 1st and 10. At their
The
own
Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he'll just get rid of him.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
And able to haul it in is Kittle. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. A big play there for Minnesota. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. They'll run with Cook. And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone.
brings up 2nd and goal.
Again, it's Cook. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings have taken the lead here in the 4th quarter. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that gives them a 3-point lead.
Panthers.
Joey Sly now to kick off after the touchdown.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And that last drive, it was all about the ground game, ground and pound.
And I don't care how we're playing the game these days, offensive linemen still want to fire out and smack the guy opposite them and move the football on the ground. They feel better about that. That's what they want to do. That's how they want to play, and that's how they got it done.
Yeah, they got it for a touchdown last drive. Let's see what happens here.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. Handoff right side to Wangu. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 89 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old-school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And he'll get it down to the 47 here.
And that last carry puts him right at 100 yards for the game. So how has he done it? Because he's been patient, followed his blocks, let everything develop, and then burst through for big gains.
Now a give running left is Nwangu.
And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10.
Handoff here to Nwangu.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll try to throw here. Mayfield.
Rifles one, that's going to be intercepted.
Marcus May with a pick.
And the Vikings are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
I tell you, you don't have press conferences when you sign guys like this. But he's been a real difference maker so far. That's now 2 interceptions for him in the game. And when you're getting contributions up and down your 53-man roster, you're going to be all right.
Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
On 2nd down, it's Cook again.
They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. And his defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4.
Mond out of the shotgun. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively jars it free. No first down.
Here's Cameron Johnston now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit
and take a fourth-quarter lead.
And able to use his blockers to get this up over the 40. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
You know, if following up on this head coach and the pressure that he is under, CD, I want to switch it to you because you've been on winning teams, but I know you've been in similar situations too where things just are not going well. How do you approach that as a player?
It's a tough approach, Brandon, because you actually have to do the opposite of what you would think. You know, in your mind, you're thinking, I redouble my efforts, I go harder. In a sense, you have to back off a little bit. You have to do a little bit less. Do what you're supposed to do, but don't take on the pressures of doing more and trying to do your teammates' jobs as well. If you do that, that's really going to lead you to more issues.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Mayfield. They'll check that down to Nwangu out of the backfield.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll make it 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Mayfield to throw.
And a quick throw here that's complete. And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now it's Nwangu.
And he'll find his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 2nd down, here's Nwangu.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Nwangu.
And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Now there's the timeout signaled for with 2 seconds to go. And the field goal unit likely trying to send this one to overtime. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. With 2 seconds left in regulation, this to force overtime. And his kick here is good. And this game is tied. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They control their own destiny here. They have the football in overtime. Obviously, a touchdown would win it.
And I think teams around...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage. But I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Now a first throw here in overtime. He finds his man, complete. It's James. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
Mon now off of play action. Oh, and that's so close to being intercepted. That could have been a big turnover in overtime if he had held on. Instead, though, it is still fourth down.
Here's Cameron Johnston now, on for a very important punt here in overtime. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line.
The Panthers take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense did its job, got the stop. All they need is 3, and this is over.
Couldn't have done much else other than score themselves and end it. But they turned it back over to them, and now all they need is a field goal to win the game. An excellent job by the defense. Can the offense finish things off?
Part 1 is done, now part 2. They go back to that well. He's had a great game. Defensively, they haven't been able to stop him. Same thing here in overtime.
And sometimes that goes to the play caller's ego, because a lot of times you have so many different plays you want to call, but when you spot a matchup that's working for you or a player that has the hot hand, keep giving it to him. That tells me you're mature as a play caller, and it's working for them in overtime.
Meanwhile, Mayfield's throw complete there to Beckham.
And he's brought down. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're in OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. Well, they say, it's not the X's and the O's, it's the Jimmies and the Joes.
A 9-yard pickup, just 1 yard away from 3 consecutive first down plays.
32-yard line.
They'll run with Nwagu, and he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
First down.
On the run is Nwagu.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. They'll be left with just 1 remaining here at OT.
Now Mayfield.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16.
First down, Panthers.
Here's Nwagu. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to get the field goal.
And any yardage you gain here is really kind of gravy, and this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
They wind up losing a couple there, so they go behind the original line of scrimmage, and now 3rd and 11 coming up. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll only get this to the 14 as he'll come up well short of the first down. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Tucker McCann for the field goal. A 31-yard attempt.
And he got it. The kick is good in overtime. He's able to split the uprights. Now remember, this one is not over, but with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession, but when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little